Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Welcome. Then tune in, check out your boy, P Funk. Look into the eye. In my lab, doing what I do for you. Early morning, my style. Let's go. Right in 25 rules live by storytelling. Story with a message. Message of the story for life. I appreciate you tuning in. I see the numbers going up, and that's you. I appreciate you. 25 rules live by storytelling story with a message. I keep the message in the story because I think that's the best way to get the message across. So let's go. Right Thinker's mission, and this is what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, getting to know who you are. It's a fun thing. Right thinking is way of life, and that's what it is. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's important. That's my mission for Get My Right Thinkers to do just that. And so I asked the question after my mission statement. I asked the question, do you know you? These things you need to know about you. And if any one of them fits you and ain't the last one, you should be getting busy. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them, don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I teach them. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is 9 times 10 religious and dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not, a person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them spiritually with knowledge of self. That's what I do. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye be true. Today, lesson, hope you enjoy it. I enjoy getting it together and putting it together for you. So let's go. Right thinkers, let's talk about the Trinity of consciousness. Yeah, there's 3 stages of consciousness. We're going to go through them. Hope you enjoy this lesson. Let's go. From 1, we make the Trinity of consciousness. The first stage of consciousness is wake up. Oh, God woke me this morning. I'm so blessed. No, that's human nature. That's going to happen unless you have some dysfunction going on inside your body that you didn't know about that will cause you to die in your sleep. Other than that, it's a natural progression. And by the way, sleep is preparing you for death. Yeah, common sense. How you go? We are living in 3 states of mind, aka consciousness. Subconscious runs the body. You don't make your heart beat. You don't control the blood flow. Subconscious takes care of that. That's a gimme. That's 90% of what goes on in you. The other 5 to 10% is basically you. Why? You got consciousness, which is the awakened state, which is right now. You know you're awake. I know I'm awake. So we interact in an awakened state. Then you got unconscious. When you're in the sleep state, when you go into the deep sleep mode, or if you get knocked out with a blunt force to the head, that's also being unconscious. But that state of mind is not where you want to be. Unconscious while you sleep is a fine. Why? Because the subconscious takes over. So it's okay. But when you go into the sleep state, your body is no use to you. You don't smell nothing, you don't taste nothing, you don't see nothing, you don't hear nothing, you don't feel nothing. Why? Because you're in that deep state. The mind is on its own program. The subconscious takes over. It's another lesson. But here you go. Knowing thyself is the mastery of all 3 states of mind. Knowing when you're conscious, knowing in the present state of mind, knowing what your subconscious is about. That's the higher state of mind. And then the unconscious mind. Sometimes you wake up from a dream state and remember the dream. Okay? If you know how to lucid dream, you can be awake in the dream. That's a fun state. Another thing, another lesson right now. Let's deal with the consciousness. A conscious state, aka the awakened state, or the present, you living in the conscious state of mind. Most of us do. Some of us are awake but not really conscious. Another lesson. But here you go. If you're unconscious while you're in the awakened state, that means you are ignorant to God or your higher self. You don't have God conscious if you're ignorant of your higher self. That's what that means. Next one is, let's deal with conscious. Conscious is but what? Being aware of the state of mind you're in and the things around you. In your dream, a lot of people don't pay attention. If you got the moon smiling and dancing, you know that ain't reality. That's just a concept. Let me get back to the lesson. All right. Now, I'm conscious, right? Now, I'm aware of what's going on. I know the state that I'm presenting to you. I know what I'm saying. My faculties are all in order. That's being conscious. That's the conscious state. And I'm conscious as long as what? I'm in the waking state, meaning live, meaning I'm living in this state. I can touch stuff. I can, in the dream state, the unconscious state, not so much. But in the conscious state, your five senses are being used. In the conscious state of decisions, I make knowing the consequence. What the hell? I'm conscious of the decisions, okay, that I make. That's being conscious. That's knowing the consequences. If you make an action or do an action, you do something and it's wrong, you're going to have to pay for that. Same way, excuse me. When you do something that's right and good, you're rewarded for that. That's Maya. That's nature. It's not going to change. It's been that way since she came into existence. That's not a lesson. But right now, let's deal with conscious. I'm conscious of what? Being conscious. Yeah, that's right thinking philosophy. Knowing thyself, knowing what state of mind you're in all the time. If you're conscious and you know it, then your conversations and what you do will show it. If you're conscious and don't know it, it's going to show. Next one is, okay, unconscious is what? Not being aware. Either you're knocked out or you just ain't paying attention. A lot of people go through life conscious but not being aware. So they really unconscious while they upright, walking, living, and performing things. A lot of us know nothing of what? Being unconscious, aka it's just ignorance. Not knowing something can also be unconscious. So a lot of us walk around with no knowledge of self, so they are unconscious functioning people. We ain't going in. It's amazing. When I was coming up, if a person walked the street talking to himself or doing unseen gestures, doing something not, they will come and take him to the hospital. Now, those hospitals no longer exist. Now those people are still here in general population in the world, and you got to deal with it. I'm driving down the street yesterday. The guy just walked in the street, no shirt on, half naked, just standing there flexing, just feeling himself. I just sat there and watched just to see what, and it's unbelievable. He need to be medicated somewhere. Sorry about that. Get back. No experience. I just got to explain it. You can be knocked out unconscious. Yeah, that's with a hit to the head or somebody, banging your nose, knocking you the F out. But you could still be that's a physically unconscious. That's going to happen, all right? But you can be ignorant of self, and that's a form of being unconscious again. Being unconscious is not a good in any way, on any level. Being unconscious is not a good state to be in. If you got knocked out, I've been concussed, yeah. I've been in the ring, so yeah, I know how to get, I've been battered. So yeah, when lights go out, that's it, you unconscious. You wake up, people all over you, so you've been there too. All right, but being brainwashed, here goes, that's the most important one right here. Being brainwashed, led astray, bamboozled, as Malcolm would tell you, is just like being unconscious. If you're ignorant of self, if you're ignorant of your own history, if you're ignorant of gaining knowledge of self and being a better individual, you are unconscious in the physical state. You are unconscious even while you're in a conscious state. A lot of that going on. Next one is my favorite, subconscious. That's where spirituality takes place. Up here, not down there. I tell young people, live above your waist. If all you want is pleasure, all you want is just be happy, then you're going to live on that third level. Guess what? Third level don't get you into the higher level. I'm teaching higher level knowledge. Why? That's what you need to live at. Sorry about that. Here you go. Let's go subconscious. The subconscious is the showrunner. Well, what do you mean? The subconscious tells your heart to beat. The subconscious makes the blood flow. The subconscious controls the body. I had an argument or debate about the body and the mind. The body by itself means nothing. The mind, on the other hand, the conscious mind, controls the body to do everything. Okay. Your subconscious is the showrunner. Watch this. Your subconscious runs the body, not the other way around. Perfect example, quick story. If you ever had a wet dream, bedwetters, you don't wet the bed on purpose in your mind. You're probably in the toilet or out somewhere where you can let it loose. But you're really in bed sleep, so the mind is controlling the body. If you had that wet dream, your mind is telling you you having the most best sex ever. And guess what? Your body reacts to that and you have an orgasm. So the mind runs the body. That's my point. Don't get caught up. But what I want to know is just to understand this logic, rational explanation for everything that goes on. Our subconscious tells the heart, pump the blood through the body. It's working together. The subconscious will let your conscious mind drive if it's enlightened. Other than that, the subconscious is going to do what it does. When you go to sleep, he just has his way. Why, yeah. And so all your thoughts, everything that you encountered during the day, everything you heard, all that comes into play when the subconscious takes over, aka sleep mode. When you go to bed, your subconscious is like in the hood. When lights go out, the mice and the rats come in play. When you go to sleep, your conscious come out. That's the hope scenario you can understand. Everybody haven't had roaches or mice, but yeah, I come from the project. Understand that. Here you go. The subconscious mind is also what we call the overseer, who will just do his job running the body. I just do what I do. What you do, that's on you. But my job, I'm going to do that every day. And when you get that mindset, Anubis, that's why your discernment should be sharp as a razor. I don't need time. I don't have time to try to decide, debate. No, I'll know real quick if you're friend or foe. Fight or flight mode, I stay there. Why? That's discernment. That's Anubis. We got a concept for him also. Here you go. Subconscious is what? A great server, like emotions, but a bad leader. That's why it does the body good. If you don't control it, it will just do what it do. That's why you want to become conscious. You want to enlighten. That's having information that's going to have you be able to make good decisions for yourself. Last one. I appreciate you tuning in to wrap this up. I got things to do. Right thinking philosophy will what? Help you to become what? God conscious. Knowing thyself. That's my whole goal for anybody who listen. I need you to know you. And you'll benefit from that. Not me. But I will, because we live in a better world. And couldn't believe what I just said, man. All right, let me get back. Okay, here you go. Being God conscious or having God consciousness is being conscious of who? You are and be a right thinker. When you know yourself, that means you're thinking right. I coined that phrase because you can self-discover, but if you ain't thinking right, you ain't gonna make nothing happen. So become a right thinker. Don't take it personal, all right? You go from conscious to super consciousness. Why? AKA God consciousness at the highest level, AKA Nihas. You have reached the highest spiritual concepts that you know yourself and God are one. To be God conscious is to what? Be spiritually enlightened. Know thyself. I know God for myself. I keep telling you that. That's being what? God conscious. You know you and God are one. I'm constantly communing. I'm constantly putting him first. Why? That's what God conscious means. Alpha and Omega. And everything in between should incorporate God. I was told nobody wants to talk about God all the time. That's all I talk about. So I got to find different people to talk to. That's all. Is it you? I hope so. Last one, I'm wrapping up again. I appreciate you. I teach you to know God for yourself. That's right thinking philosophy in a nutshell. I'm out. I'll be back.